In Indiana, nearly 1 in 10 children between the ages of 4 and 17 is on medication for ADHD. That puts Indiana at the 4th highest rate in the nation. Gretchen Frazee reports on what that means for Hoosier children and their parents.
As soon as Mark Evans gets home from school, his mom Gloria tells him to get out his school folder so she can check how he did that day.
I lost 2 points. Why?
Mark isn't having a good week so far. He's lost behavior points for talking to himself during class.
So you had points off yesterday too? And today? Okay.
Sitting still can be hard for him. Doctors diagnosed Mark with ADHD about 3 years ago.
He did preschool fine, he did kindergarten fine. No, I didn't get any calls from teachers or anything. And first grade was actually okay because he has a brother that is 3 months apart. So they were together. And then the next year, I started getting the phone calls that he wasn't focusing, just getting kind of angry, not completing tasks.
Gloria was reluctant to put Mark on medication because she was afraid of the side effects. But then Mark also started getting in fights with his brothers.
It actually got to the point where he was so angry at times that I thought he might burst. I mean, he balled up his little fists, and just get beat red, and he couldn't handle his emotions.
But after putting him on medication, her fears were realized.
He would just lick his lips until they were black all the way around, and then just his eyes would start to look funny.
She's now found a medication that works for him. He still gets some facial tics, but not as often. And Mark says it's better than getting in trouble at school.
We have this chart called Point Play. And when I don't have my medication, I'd like get a lot of points off. And with my medication, I wouldn't get as many points off.
Since 2003, the number of people with ADHD diagnoses has jumped more than 3% nationally. Indiana's rate has increased twice as quickly. Few studies have looked specifically at Indiana, but the Centers for Disease Control names 3 factors generally associated with states that have a higher percent of its population diagnosed with ADHD. CDC researchers say the more doctors you have, the more likely children will be diagnosed. And the younger the doctors are, the more likely they'll have been taught about ADHD in their training. But Indiana has fewer physicians than other states and has a higher percentage of doctors over 40. Children and families that are on Medicaid often have the highest rate of ADHD diagnosis. About 17% of Indiana's population is on Medicaid. That's just slightly higher than the national average. Finally, the CDC indicates states that have high-stakes testing and lower funding for special education tend to have higher rates of ADHD. Indiana has raised the stakes for standardized testing several times since 1999 by linking school funding to performance. And if students don't pass the state's standardized test starting in the 3rd grade, they're held back until they do. As far as special education is concerned, the state provides $24 million to schools. To compare, Illinois spends more than $300 million each year. But there are also complicating medical factors.
Children that are experiencing conflict or challenges in their home and have had higher degrees of trauma also mimic symptoms of ADHD.
Jim Bush works with teachers and school administrators in 24 schools to try to get them to help students with ADHD. He says while it's important to find out what's causing Indiana's high rate of ADHD, it's also important to make accommodations for the children who are having difficulties in school.
When a young person is really doing their best to stay in the classroom, what are their options? Are they able to stand up in the corner and if they're not being distracted? Are they able to do certain things at their desk to help them stay busy? Can they have a squishy ball in their hand to keep them busy? Schools are really pushed to hit these targets and these goals and funding's related to performance, and so they really need to make sure that the whole class is learning, so if it's disruptive, it becomes challenging.
Mark Evans' mother says if his class had fewer students or was better able to respond to his individual needs, Mark would probably still need his medication. But she thinks it would make a world of difference.
Especially reading and writing and, as we used to say, arithmetic. If you can't do those 3 things and focus well enough to get the core of that, then you can't expect that child to go to college. That was my biggest concern. that if I don't get him the help he needs right now, I'm hindering him in the future.
And while more than 70% of children grow out of ADHD, many doctors warn that children who have the disorder and aren't properly treated have a higher mortality rate, are more likely to commit crimes, and have more negative social interactions.
Jennifer Holleran of the Bloomington College Internship Program joins us for more. Jennifer, we just heard that 70% of those with ADHD will grow out of it, but then on the other side, the 30% doesn't. So how does that affect them going into adulthood in terms of college and employment?
Well, it can impact them in a number of ways. Usually someone with a diagnosis of ADHD will struggle with executive functioning issues, so they might have trouble getting up for class. They might have trouble organizing their homework assignments, getting their homework assignments turned in on time. Certainly with employment, they might have difficulty maintaining employment, difficulty with focus on the job.
Are there certain accommodations that they can ask for help with, let's say, a professor at college or maybe their boss at work?
Absolutely, and I would certainly encourage anyone who's entering college to meet with the disability services wherever they're attending school and ask for accommodations. If you have a diagnosis of ADHD and you have identifiable areas where you need support, there are many things that can help you on campus navigate that process. So yes. And at work as well. I mean, asking an employer, and sometimes it's really small things that an employer could do to make you successful on the job.
A lot of us, when we hear about ADHD and we think of medications, we think of Ritalin or Adderall, but we went online and found that there's actually a lot of medications. What kind of medical help is there?
Well, I mean, certainly the expansion of medications offered is a huge plus for anyone who has a diagnosis of ADHD. And in addition to psychiatrists prescribing medications, more pediatricians are aware of the symptoms, and more kids who maybe don't have access to a psychiatrist are able to go see their pediatrician and get, you know, the proper medication that they need.
We've also seen in some studies that boys have been typically diagnosed earlier. They tend to be a little bit more rambunctious. Maybe girls can't focus in as much. Do you see a big difference between genders in terms of being diagnosed?
You certainly can see a big difference. I mean, you know, if certainly those children that are causing more problems in school are going to be quicker to be diagnosed just because of the disruption. So sometimes with girls, maybe if their issues are more related to attention or inattention, they might be less likely to be diagnosed. So.
And in terms of treatment, do all these costs, do they start adding up after a period of time?
Certainly, yes. I mean, the medication can be very expensive, but additional treatments, if you were looking at some behavioral approaches, some other non-traditional approaches, it can get very costly.